I'm 97 years old, and the cancer has won. They told me yesterday, maybe 6 weeks, probably less. My organs are shutting down one by one, and I know what you're thinking. Why would a 97-year-old man make a video about dying of cancer? Isn't that just expected? But here's what nobody tells you. I'm not sad about the cancer. I'm devastated about the 70 years I wasted before it showed up, and I need to tell you what I'm seeing from here, because in 6 weeks, maybe less, I won't be able to. The doctor was kind about it, sat down, held my hand, explained that the tumors in my liver and lungs are too aggressive now, that my body is just too old to fight anymore. And you know what I said to him? I said, "Thank you for being honest, because I'm done with comfortable lies. I've spent enough of my life believing them." I've been diagnosed with cancer 3 times. First time was 1994. I was 65. Prostate cancer. They caught it early. Surgery, radiation, 5 years of monitoring. Clear. Second time was 2011. 82 years old. Colon cancer. Surgery again. Chemo. Brutal. But I survived. And this time, 2024. Started as kidney cancer. Spread everywhere. At 97, they don't recommend aggressive treatment. They recommend comfort. And here's the thing that nobody tells you about facing death multiple times. The fear doesn't get worse, it gets clearer. The first diagnosis, I was terrified, couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. The second one, I was angry. Why me again? But this third time, I'm just awake. Like I've been sleepwalking through life, and suddenly I'm seeing everything exactly as it is. And what I'm seeing is that almost everything I spent my life worrying about was completely meaningless. I worked as a civil engineer for 43 years, designed bridges, highways, water systems, important work, right? Infrastructure, legacy. I told myself I was building things that would outlast me, and I did. There's a bridge in Eugene with my name on a plaque. Cars drive over it every day. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody cares. But here's what actually matters. My grandson Jacob, he's 15. He came to visit me last week, and he barely looked at me. Just sat on his phone the entire time. And I realized I did the exact same thing to my own children. Not with a phone, but with newspapers, with work I brought home, with my own distractions. I was physically present and emotionally absent for most of their childhood. My son Michael lives 20 minutes away. He visits once a week now because I'm dying. Before the diagnosis, I saw him maybe once a month. We're polite to each other. We talk about traffic and weather and my medical updates. We don't talk about anything real, and that's my fault. I never taught him how to have a real conversation with me. I never showed him who I actually was. You can't build a relationship in your 90s that you refused to build in your 40s. I had 3 cancer diagnoses to wake me up. Most of you will only get one, or maybe you won't get any warning at all. Heart attack, accident, aneurysm, just gone. So let me tell you what I learned so you don't have to waste 70 years figuring it out yourself. Everything you think matters doesn't matter, and everything you think can wait can't wait. I have 6 weeks. You think you have more time than that? You probably do, but you don't know. Nobody knows. My wife Dorothy thought she had time. She was planning our 50th anniversary trip when she had a stroke. Dead within 3 days. 50 years of, we'll do it next year, and then there was no next year. We were going to go to Scotland. She wanted to see where her grandmother was born. We could have gone 20 times, 30 times. We had the money. We had the time off, but I always had a reason to postpone, a project deadline, a work commitment. I was waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time doesn't exist. It's a lie you tell yourself to avoid actually living. Dorothy died in 2016, 8 years ago. And you want to know what haunts me? Not the trip we didn't take, the mornings I didn't take. I would wake up before her, go straight to my office, start working. She'd call me for breakfast and I'd say, "In a minute." That minute turned into an hour. She ate breakfast alone most mornings. For 47 years, she ate breakfast alone while I sat in the next room reading engineering journals. What was I doing that was so important? I can't even remember now, but I remember her sitting at that table by herself. I remember her face when I'd finally come out and she'd already cleaned up. "You're doing this right now. Maybe not the exact same thing, but you're prioritizing something that feels important over someone who actually is important, and you're telling yourself you'll make time later. Later is running out for all of us." I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening in your life. You're busy, you're stressed, you're working towards something. Maybe it's financial security, maybe it's career success, maybe it's just survival. And in the process of working toward that future, you're missing the only thing that's real right now. Your parents are getting older. If they're still alive, they won't be forever. My father died in 1989. I saw him maybe 3 times in his last year. I was too busy with work, too busy building bridges. He died and I wasn't there. I was at a site inspection. They called me and I drove to the hospital, but he was already gone. I never told him I was proud of him, never asked him about his life, his regrets, his hopes. He was just Dad in my mind, not a full person with an entire internal world. And now I'll never know who he really was. You're doing the same thing. Your parents are just Mom and Dad to you, but they're people with their own fears and dreams and regrets. And one day they'll be gone and you'll realize you never actually knew them. Call them today, not next week. Ask them something real. Listen to the answer. That's all you have to do. Just actually see them while they're still here. Here's what the cancer has taught me. You think you have forever to fix things, to reconcile relationships, to say the things you've been meaning to say, to do the things you've been meaning to do, but you don't have forever. You have right now, and you're wasting it. I wasted it for 70 years. I'm not wasting the 6 weeks I have left. My daughter Rachel came to see me 3 days ago. We haven't had a close relationship. I was always critical of her choices. She became an artist instead of an engineer. Married young, had kids young. I thought she was wasting her potential, and I let her know it constantly. She sat next to my bed and I looked at her and I said, "I'm sorry for everything, for not supporting you, for making you feel like your life wasn't good enough. You were right and I was wrong." And she cried and we talked for 4 hours, really talked, for the first time maybe ever. And you know what she told me? She said she's happy. Her life is small by my standards, but it's full by hers. She paints, she's with her kids, she has a community, she's present. She did everything right, and I did everything wrong. And I spent 40 years judging her for it. That's what ego does. It convinces you that your way of living is the only valid way, that success looks like what you achieved. That meaning is found where you found it, but it's not true, and you waste decades pushing away people who chose differently than you. Let me tell you what matters. not what I think should matter. What actually matters when you're lying in a hospice bed with 6 weeks left. People. That's it. The people who show up, the people who sit with you, the people who hold your hand. Everything else disappears. The career, the money, the house, the accomplishments. None of it's in the room with you. My grandson Jacob came back yesterday, without his phone this time, and we talked, really talked. I asked him about his life, his worries, his dreams. I told him about mine. I told him about the mistakes I made, and for 2 hours I actually knew him, and he actually knew me. That's all I ever had to do. Just know people and let them know me. And I spent 97 years being too proud and too busy to do it. You're making the same mistake. You're protecting yourself, keeping people at a distance, staying surface level, because vulnerability is uncomfortable, because real connection requires risk, because you might get hurt. Let me tell you something. I protected myself my whole life. And now I'm dying surrounded by people who feel like strangers. That's not protection. That's prison. 6 weeks is not enough time to undo 70 years of distance, but it's enough time to try. And that's what I'm doing. I'm calling people I haven't talked to in years. I'm apologizing. I'm saying I love you. I'm asking questions I should have asked decades ago. I'm finally showing up. And here's what's tragic. It's the best 6 weeks of my life. I'm dying and I'm more alive than I've ever been because I'm finally here, finally present, finally real. You don't have to wait until you're dying to do this. You can start today. Tell someone you love them, not in a text. Call them, say it out loud. It will feel awkward if you don't do it often. Do it anyway. Apologize to someone you hurt, even if it was years ago. Even if you think they've forgotten. They haven't forgotten. Ask your parents about their lives. Their real lives, not just how are you doing, but what do you regret? What made you happy? Who did you want to be? Spend time with your kids, not distracted time, real time. Get on the floor, play their games, listen to their stories. You think they're just kids, but they're people, and they won't be kids forever. Forgive someone, even if they don't deserve it, especially if they don't deserve it, because holding on to it is only hurting you. Do the thing you keep putting off, the trip, the conversation, the career change, the creative project. You're waiting for someday. Someday is today. It has to be, because you might not get another one. I know you think you're different, that you have time, that you'll get to it eventually. That's what I thought. At 30, at 50, at 70. I always thought I had more time. I was wrong, and you're wrong too. The cancer is shutting down my liver. My kidneys are failing. My lungs are filling with fluid. In a few weeks I'll be gone. And everything I built, everything I achieved, everything I worried about, it's all irrelevant. The only things that matter are the people in this room. And there aren't enough of them because I didn't prioritize this when I had the chance. Don't be me. Don't wait 70 years. Don't wait for a diagnosis. Don't wait for a crisis. Just stop, look around, see the people in your life, actually see them, and show up for them while you still can. This is my last video. I don't have the energy for another one, and I don't want to spend my final days making videos. I want to spend them with my family, really with them. Finally, if you take anything from this, take this. You're going to die. Maybe not today, maybe not for decades, but it's coming. And when it does, you will not care about your achievements. You will only care about your connections, the people you loved, the people who loved you, whether you actually lived or just went through the motions. Cancer has won. It's game over for me, but you still have time. Stop wasting it. What are you going to do with it?